Now, let's hear from someone who will show us how even belief in self can transform reality. Please welcome Yulina Nikolova with her speech, Redesign Your Life with the Placebo Effect.
Imagine that you wake up with a strong headache in the morning, and the first thing that you do is reach for your usual painkiller, only to find that the bottle is empty. However, instead of buying a new one, you decide to sit quietly and convince your mind that you're starting to feel better. And to your surprise, you do start feeling better. No, this is not magic. This is the placebo effect, and it shows that the connection between our mind and body is stronger than it seems. My name is Yulina Nikolova, and today I want to show you why you should use the placebo effect in your everyday life to experience the benefits it brings. First, let's begin with a short explanation of what the placebo effect really is. This is a physiological phenomenon that makes sick people experience a positive change in their physical condition without actually receiving any real treatment. The key detail here is that the patients are never aware of the fact that the pills they are taking aren't actual medications. This leads to amazing results and absolutely astonishing outcomes that even science cannot explain sometimes. Did you know that actually, when doctors prescribe medicine to patients and assure them that it has been proven to work, they mean that the medicine has been proven to work better than the placebo. Nowadays, placebo effect is used almost every time a new drug is tested. Doctors always divide the volunteers willing to test the medicine into two groups. The first one receiving actual treatment, and the second one getting only glucose pills, for example. If the patients from the first group experience better results than the ones from the second group, the medicine is ready to be released into sale. This testing ensures the efficiency of new drugs, as it is proven by science that people's positive expectations of medications actually affect their well-being. Psychologists are determined to use this effect in alternative medicine, which would be a huge headway in the way people are treated. What is meant by this is that drugs more than often have side effects, and alternative medicine uses the placebo effect to minimize the usage of such damaging medications by lowering their concentration and therefore leaving a huge part of the healing to happen inside patients' heads. This lies in the basics of this phenomenon. But now, did you know that the color of the placebo pill could actually influence its effectiveness? A study conducted in 2010 by the Harvard Medical School shows that often red pills are considered to be more effective than yellow ones, for example. Green and blue placebos are associated with calming techniques and so are often used to represent antidepressant drugs. This has made scientists connect neuromedicine with psychology and has once more proved that colors do change a person's perspective, so knowing how to use them is a powerful tool. There are experts whose job is exactly this. They choose the specific color of the pill the patients take, considering their aim, whether they are used for pain relief, stress relief, or temperature decrease. Yes, you heard it right. Your mind could even influence your body temperature. Another astonishing fact is that placebo effect actually varies across cultures. There is a study conducted several years ago comparing placebo responses between patients from Germany and Iran. The results differed a lot, with Germans experiencing pain relief to a much greater extent than Iranians. The explanation is in the fact that overall, German people tend to trust their medical system more than Iranian patients do. And of course, it is normal that when you don't trust your doctors, you wouldn't trust the prescribed medicine either. Of course, there is another and maybe more logical explanation, which is the difference in their gene pools. They vary as well, which also influences people's reaction towards fake drugs. However, the most significant experiment of all was the one published by the British Medical Institute, showing that placebo effect could happen without deception. What this means is that patients suffering from extreme pain have actually experienced a positive change in their condition after taking a pill knowing that it was not a real medication. This is what really amazed scientists, as such a discovery could completely change the world of medicine and alternative medicine. This could lead to a huge reduction in medication usage, which is quite a positive outcome, as placebo has shown the best results in experiments connected with pain relief. And exactly pain-relieving drugs have shown to have multiple side effects, most common of which the risk of dependency. Moreover, placebos are less expensive than almost any pharmaceutical drugs, which many people nowadays cannot afford. Now, we come to the main aim of this talk: how to use this phenomenon to serve in your favor. All those experiments must have already shown you the power of the human mind and its control over us as a whole. Therefore, there must be some ways in which we could use this power to benefit us. So here are some examples. Power posing. Yes, power posing. I felt so weird when my ELL teacher last year told the class to lift our arms up to the sky and smile for 2 minutes with our teeth showing in order to lower down our cortisol levels and prepare for the upcoming test. Not only that it felt strange, but according to many biological experts, a pose cannot result in a change in a person's hormone levels. However, statistics show that people actually do experience a reduction in their cortisol levels after doing a power pose. The explanation is that when they truly believe that the pose will benefit them, it actually does. So next time your teacher makes you smile for 2 minutes in class or lift your arms up to the sky, don't laugh. Just try to believe that this will boost your performance, as it might actually do so. Moreover, when talking about meditation, people often don't realize that it lays on the base of placebo. People who meditate do feel more relaxed and internally balanced, but this happens because they believe that meditation affects them in a positive way. So it actually does. There is some truth in the saying, what you believe, you become. And so, moving on to nocebo effect. Yes, there is such a thing called nocebo effect, and it is the opposite of placebo effect. Nocebo happens when a person is so strongly skeptical towards an idea, a belief, or a drug that their body starts to feel the same way too. Again, let's take a look at medicine. Why do you think that homeopathic medications affect some people to a great extent and others don't even feel a slight change? Well, this depends on the level at which they believe in alternative medicine. Of course, the effectiveness of homeopathy is proven. However, it is not a secret that many homeopaths do count on the placebo effect. Research proves that the same alternative medicine prescribed to patients with positive expectations and to patients who don't believe actually results in different outcomes. Skeptical people experience the so-called nocebo effect, meaning that when they have a negative attitude towards a drug, it does not help them, even if its efficiency has been proven. So, what I'm saying is that our thoughts are too powerful to be used in a wrong way. So watch them carefully and see how they influence who you are. believe in yourself, and believe in positive outcomes as your body listens to you and responds to what you think. Thank you.